He's a great shot, and Gary has to fight all the time because between the two of them, they get all the birds. All the birds. I've hunted with him. There are three things that guys are interested in their lives. I know you girls are smiling, you guys are wondering, what is he gonna say? There are only three things. They are food, sports, competition, and the unspeakable. This guy right here, man, what a life. He didn't make it long enough, and he was one of my greatest friends. Bud tells a story about going to Gary, or Gary coming to talk to him. Gary and I were in an office, very small office. We were supposed to be competing with one another, and we fell into a conversation. And I had a real first impression, was a lot like yours. This guy can't be talking to me like this. I don't even know him. He talks to you like that. So I took in a problem. I said, well, I'll test him. I said, Gary, I've got a problem. I want you to do something that's very personal to me. I want you to read my will. And I want you to tell me what it says. Expletive deleted. Higley, you're a lawyer. Read your own. Expletive deleted. I said, it's true. But I want you to read it and tell me what it says because you've been holding out that you really know a lot about wills and estates. He said, okay, how long do I have? I said, well, take your time. Get back with me tomorrow morning. Okay. So I walked in the next day. I said, well, what do you think it says? He looked right at me and he said, what do you think it says? And I said, well, here's what it says. And he listened. Did you all know Kovacs? You know, he had that scrawly kind of write. Penmanship was not his long suit. And he took notes, and I went through what I thought it said, and he said, it doesn't expletively deleted say that. And I said, that's what I was worried about. What do you think it says? Here's what it says. Boom, boom, here are your beneficiaries, here's your distribution. And I looked at him and I said, Gary, I paid a fortune to a big name law firm to have that will drawn up. He said, you didn't get your money for it. From there on, I began testing further. Guess what? He was right. Gary Kovacs was one of the smartest guys I've ever seen. I talked to Bud because I think we had a similar experience. Smartest guys I've ever been around. And those of us that were in the firms with him, LPL, UBS, wherever, we experienced a view on what it really means to be a professional financial guy. And your team, you guys in the back, had the luckiest experience of anybody in the world because you got to work daily with one of the brightest guys I've ever met. I called Kovacs, H-E-K. I don't know how many of y'all ever called him on his phone. Have y'all called him on his phone? If you called him on his phone, somebody had recorded for him.
That was me, sir.
What's that? Mark.
Everybody knows my voice.
Hello, this is the one and only Gary Kovacs. He laughed, but he really was. I mean, really, he was one of a kind guys. And I called him about 3 weeks ago, and I spoke to him, as we often spoke to each other, in crude, direct language, about the fact that he had promised that we would get together for lunch. So I got back this off-the-wall, hardcore language, which ended with, I'll get with you next week. So when my Adrian, your aide-de-camp, came in and said, you gotta get off the line, we need to talk. And I shooed her away, and she said, no, you need to hang up. I hung up, and the word that I got broke my heart. But I'm glad to see so many of y'all here tonight. It would mean the world to him. And if you didn't drink up, what a mistake. Here's an